right, so this first lecture video is going to deal with the different types of variables and the terminology that we use to categorize them. Your book did a pretty good job explaining all this in a more straightforward way. Some people prefer lectures, so I'll just review it with you all again, or you can, start with this if you'd prefer to watch the lecture first and then read the textbook. Either order is fine with me. So your textbook begins by dividing statistics into two broad categories of descriptive and inferential. Descriptive statistics are describing your sample size, describing your group. If I were to say, I have not looked at the breakdown of this class, but if I were to say 60% of our class is male and 40% is female, that'd be a descriptive statistic. If I were to say that 70% of this class is in their third year of study at Drury, that would be a descriptive statistic. If I were to give an average of your ages, of the number of hours that you work, the number of kids that you have, all of those are descriptive statistics. I'm not analyzing anything. I'm not making a relationship or a connection between anything. I'm just describing the group. Okay, so descriptive statistics describe your group. This is very important in psychology for a couple of different reasons. Let's say that I did a study and I was talking about, on average, how many hours a week do students at Drury work, right? It would be important to also know what are the average ages of the students at Drury that I surveyed, right? Because if my average age if my age range that I'm surveying is the traditional students in the day school that are 18 to 22 years old, that would probably get me very different results than if we also included the online programs, the evening programs, where people are often outside of that traditional student age range and probably have full-time jobs, right? So this is why descriptive statistics are important, because it gives us an idea of what groups of people we're looking at. The next category of statistics is inferential statistics. And this is where I'm actually doing things with this information. So a descriptive statistic would be to say the average online student at Drury the typical online student, the average number of hours worked by an online student at Drury is 35 hours per week. That would be a descriptive statistic. If I said Drury online students who work more than 30 hours per week are less likely to read all of the assigned textbook chapters, that would be an inferential statistic. I'm making a connection. I'm doing things with that data. So anytime you see statistics that say things like women are more likely than men to whatever, families with more than 2 children are less likely to whatever, those are all inferential statistics. I'm not just describing the group, I'm taking those numbers a step further and making a connection, making a claim. Whenever I am looking at the numbers for these statistics, we'll go back to the actual types of variables on video too, because I'm almost at 5 minutes. I want to keep all these little 5-minute mini videos. There are 2 different types of numbers that we can use for statistics. We can use discrete and continuous. A discrete variable is something that has to be a whole number. How many kids do you have? How many cars do you have? It has to be a whole number, right? I can't have 2.3 kids. Our household does not have 3.2 vehicles, okay? It has to be a whole number. A continuous variable is one that could be any number of fractions in between there. How much did you sleep last night, right? Hour, minute, second. How much money was your last paycheck? Whole dollar and cents. So discrete has to be a whole number. Continuous, there can be fractional amounts in between. So that's the first part of our types of variables video, and I'm going to post a part 2 for the actual breakdown of the categories.